Hi everyone. I want to spend these next few minutes sharing a few updates from myself and my life. I've had a particularly challenging past week. Someone that I know has been going through cancer treatments during the past maybe 6 months has reached the point where there's not further options available, and it's disappointing. Although the individual is handling it well, I think that's the best way of saying, but someone I'm quite close with is going to pass away from the cancer at some point. So I've been trying to spend as much time as possible with this person. I don't think I want to say more than that to a broad audience, but some of the time that I'll be spending during these next few months will be with this individual. As well, my neighbors woke me up a week ago Sunday morning. Someone broke into the shed that I plan to renovate as an office and began tipping all the shelves over that have my tools on them. Right now it looks like an extreme case of hoarders just because everything is just in a mess on the floor. It looks like an earthquake happened that was prolonged and sustained with the vibrations. So I've got help available, but it's a matter of timing it with COVID, and where I live is in the province of Ontario, and stricter COVID protocols were introduced by the Ontario government on Friday. So I've had to approach the arresting officer to find out if I have someone here to help with the cleanup. Is the local police force going to ticket the individual, or is it accepted that I've got a physical disability and it'll be no problem? So what this sets up though is the renovation for the shed to become an office. So I already have the insulation for the walls purchased. So after the cleanup is completed, that'll go on, and the vapor barrier, and that'll make that the progress could complete in the fall, for example, when the price of building materials has come back down. Right now it's abnormally high because COVID has affected the supply chains. So I'm trying to gauge the best use of money. I expect you could appreciate this. So I've got that going on. As well, I've started having help leveling my backyard. This stems from the flood that happened 2 springs ago when the snow melted. So the last step is leveling the land. You'll see the progress in this picture. And once it's leveled, then new grass seed can be planted, and I can build like a wooden structure, like a wooden well over top of the part of the yard drain that sticks out. So I'm going to be doing some projects this summer, and I'm going to share updates of these. I do get a lot of joy out of using my hands, and I think this is the one thing that if I could pass something to you, or if I could give you a tool for living and coexisting with either chronic pain, a physical disability, stress, or the unknown created by COVID-19, it would be to find techniques that really help you dive into life and find satisfaction and the rewarding moments that come from these activities. So for me personally, I find this in doing different types of crafts and using my hands. Some people may find it with art, or doing latch hook rugs, sewing, playing the piano, nature photography. There's all kinds of options that, quite honestly, I would encourage you to try and The worst thing that comes of it is, something isn't your thing, but you've tried. At least you know it. And then move on, try something else, and then keep on piecing your way through. And that's kind of what I've done with my life, and the approach that I've taken to my life. Anyway, that's kind of what's been going on during this past week. And I think I want to share one other part right now as well during this update. And then I'll end the video at this. I've used a little bit of the inheritance money to invest in cryptocurrency mining with the idea that I'll be able to afford things like, a house cleaner. I'm needing a stair lift if I'm going to stay living in this house to get me up to the tub and back down again. And if I did that, instead of my bed being on the main floor of my home, I'd be able to start sleeping in one of the bedrooms upstairs again. So I'm kind of thinking about optimizing my life. And quite honestly, that would be another thing that you could consider for yourself. Are you living in a way that's easiest for you? So by easiest, are the dishes in the kitchen where you can easily reach them? Is your bathroom set up in a way that's easiest for you to, wash your hands, get to the toilet, and personal hygiene? And then also, like, the things that you do during the day, like, is your word search book and the pencil that you use with it handy? Do you have a spot where the remote control lives so you're not spending your energy chasing around the remote control? It's that type of thing. And then, for dealing with stress, do you have a fish tank set up? Or do you have a favorite picture or a digital photo frame that loops through, your family members or your friends or whatever it is that helps keep you motivated and engaged in life and not really drawing back into yourself? I understand when you need a break, when you need to rest, or you need the quiet, I get it. But it's those other times when you're able to do something that you aren't sort of withdrawn into a shell and missing out on what's available. Like, it's spring, so shortly I'm going to start flying my drone again and be able to engage in that hobby this summer. And it's an easy way to get me outside for 15 or 20 minutes, but I really, really enjoy it. And I'm focused on the drone and not my legs. And it's really wonderful. And all of a sudden I don't feel trapped in a wheelchair, if that makes sense to some of you. Anyway, that's a little bit of what's been going on in my life that I wanted to share at this time. Either tomorrow or Tuesday, I'm going to get out for a drive with the wheelchair. I do need it in taking care of myself, and I'll bring the camera along to film whenever that does happen. Okay, thanks for this time that you spent with me today. Bye for now.